This is why me and my best friend are actually no longer best friends. It started off as a joke, but it's not anymore. Honestly, you could just go watch our dance account most recent video and that will explain it. But for those of you that want the full story, I'll give it. Never had this flavor before. I mean, it wasn't like completely fake. Like, I was definitely like angry and stuff, but we were just gonna kind of get over it so we could film videos together. So we were making that Dog McStuffins freaking dance video yesterday, and I kind of thought it would be funny to like push her. And I didn't even push her that hard. It only looks like that because she's like so skinny and petite that she literally was like flying through the air like a speck of dust. It's like that might sound like a joke when I'm saying that, but no, I'm like actually serious. And that's not even me trying to like compliment her. Like, that's literally just me pointing out the obvious. Just so you guys can get your facts straight, because I would never hurt anybody. Like, obviously she was fine because she came behind me and pantsed me. And it's not even the fact that she pants me in a public server. It's the fact that there's a huge group of guys walking by and she just had to do that. And I didn't even want to post that video because if we didn't crop the end, like, of course this little clout chaser wanted to post it. And the only reason she cropped out the end was so it wouldn't get taken down. Not even for my sake. So can you really blame me? Like, am I really in the wrong here? I think she put something in my eyelash serum. These are not my lashes. So yeah, pantsing me is one thing, in public is another thing, and in front of a bunch of guys that we know is like a million things. Like, that's just not okay. And now I have to redo my mascara, and I feel like this is somehow her fault too. And obviously I want to keep making dance videos for you guys, but it's like so hard when things like that are just gonna happen. So I guess we'll see if she takes it too far again, or maybe I'll have to take it too far because I do need my revenge for that. If you guys are on my side, comment on this video and the dance video whose side you're on so you can knock some sense into her. But yeah, I think that's it. There's probably some little details that I forgot to put in there, but yeah. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.
During my freshman year of college, I overheard the boys in the room above me call me a 6 out of 10. So for context, my freshman year, I was in room 108. And these boys were directly above me in room 208. The windows were basically like this. And whenever my window was open and whenever their window was open, I could hear everything that was going on. This friend group of boys would always meet in 208 and they would smoke together out of the window. So one night I'm going to bed, it's like 1 a.m. and they're in 208 all together smoking. As I'm falling asleep, I have my window open because it's hot in my room. I like to sleep in a ridiculous cold room, and what do you know, I can hear their whole conversation. But things start to get a little crazy when I hear my name get brought up. At the time, I was in a class with two of them, and one of them had a very distinct voice. Like, you know those voices when they speak, you're just like, yep, that's that person. And it's like, you don't even have to know them that well to recognize their voice. Well, I could very distinctly hear this one boy start talking about how he has a class with me. And the other one's like, oh yeah, like we all have a class together. Then one of them chimes in and says, yeah, she was one of the first girls I saw on Instagram when I decided I was going to Northeastern. I saw her Instagram and I was like, damn, she's so hot. Starts off great, like I'm not gonna be, mad if someone calls me hot, whatever. But then the one with the very distinct voice starts talking about how in the class that we have together, I don't look nearly the same. They pull up my Instagram. Sounds like they're passing the phone along because you're hearing, each of the boys' opinions about me. The one with the very distinct voice. I feel like I need to come up with a name for him, so we're just gonna call him Darren, okay? So Darren is the one that I had a class with, and Darren is also the one that has a very distinct voice. So Darren decides he wants to chime in, and Darren says, oh, she does not look like that in real life. She looks like a 9 out of 10 on Instagram, and a 6 out of 10 in real life. Obviously, after I heard them say this, I was shocked. I was very upset. And, the Darren, I think we're calling him, I forget. After he said that, all the other boys were like, oh yeah, like she's not even hot on Instagram. Like she's not even like that pretty. Like I don't know what like you're saying she's not even a 9 out of 10. Really ripping on me for no reason. Eventually their conversation moves on, but obviously I don't. I'm still like so upset and so mad. But if you know anything about me, you will know there is no way someone is gonna wrong me and get away with it. I decided the second that I saw Darren the next day, I was gonna confront him. For some reference, we were all abroad together our freshman year, and it was a very small group of us, so I knew that the likelihood of me seeing him was high. So what do you know? I'm walking home from class, back to my dorm building, and I see Darren. He's walking to class, I'm walking back from class. He has his AirPods in, so I stop him, I tap him on the shoulder, I go, "You're Darren, right?" And he's like, he looks at me all confused, he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "So I actually just wanted to let you know I'm in the room right below you and all your friends, and last night I actually did hear everything that you guys had to say about me, and I just wanted to let you know that, like, I know what it feels like to be in a dark place. I know what it feels like to be insecure and feel down on yourself. So if you ever need someone to talk to or someone to relate to, I just wanted to let you know I am here for you, and you can always reach out to me." His jaw was dropped, to say the least. He looked at me like, the only words that he could get out of his mouth were, "I am so sorry." And I looked at him and I gave him a great big smile and I said, "No, seriously, it is totally okay." And I walked away. Now, of course, he told all his friends that I heard what they all said, but of course he didn't tell them how I confronted him. No, that would be way too embarrassing for him. So he just decided to leave that part out. You know, at the end of the day, if he was going through something and he was obviously very insecure, then it was probably worth it. So, best of luck to you, Darren. I hope that you're doing well out there.
Do my hair with me. Meanwhile, I tell you guys a story time on how me and my best friend stopped being friends. You guys have been asking for this story time so bad, so here I have it. Basically, me and this girl were friends since 4th grade, but she had another best friend before me. So we were like a little trio. And like the two girls stopped being friends because literally like almost the same reasons why me and her stopped being friends. But they stopped being friends and like that girl just became my best friend, I guess. We started getting closer. She started coming to my house every single motherfucking day. There was a time that she slept at my house for a week. She slept at my house for a week and my mom had to take her to school for that fucking week because she doesn't go to my school. Her school's 40 minutes away from where I live. My school's literally like 5 minutes. So yes, my mom was wasting gasolina for nothing. So then my mom went to go talk with her mom. But I'm not trying to be here and talk about the girl's problems because that's none of my fucking business. I still respect the girl, even though she didn't fucking respect me, but I have respect. Her mom lives in a car, like they don't have a house. So my mom understood and started to give the lady money. I know that sounds pretty like, what the fuck, why did your mom do that? But my mom felt bad and she was my best friend. So my mom gave the girl's mom money. Which my mom literally fucking regrets that shit because the lady literally took advantage of my mom. And like, the lady did not fucking find a job. Like, before she would DoorDash, but she stopped DoorDashing when my mom started to give her money and food and clothes. Anyways, the girl did not have a fucking phone. So I borrowed her my iPad because, like the hell, social media, TikTok, I don't know. She had my iPad. Remind you, that girl had all my fucking clothes, all my shoes, all my shit. My mom was like, what the fuck is wrong with the lady? She stopped because the lady was not finding a job and she was technically just taking advantage of my mom. Well, not technically, she was. So my mother gave up on the lady. And I remember, like the day I was like, okay, yeah, I'm fucking done. Was when the girl called my mom because she had cramps. My mom drove 40 minutes there and back just because the girl had cramps. And my mom gave her the trust to be inside my fucking room. Yeah, this was like when I started working with my dad and I had money. Y'all know where this is going? Well, I had a little piggy bank and that bitch stole my money. Dad stole my money that I had, literally saving up for a fucking phone. Cause mind you, she broke my last phone. Like the phone before my old phone. Yeah, she broke that one. It was an accident because we were like playing. But that's like besides the point. So I was gonna buy a new phone, and I had like the money. I had what, $900? So that day she comes to my room. My mom lets her be in here. Meanwhile, I get home from school. And when I get home, we're just chilling here. 2 days after that, my mom's gonna take me to the mall. And y'all, the money's not there. Like, se los juro que like the money's not there. And I thought like my mom had already like taken it. I don't know, maybe just to have it in her wallet. Meanwhile, I bought it. I don't know. I'm stupid. I was in the car and I was like, Ma, did you like get the money? And she was like, no. I was like, it's not there. And she was like, oh, it was probably. And I still doubted from my mom. And I was like, no, like she could never do that. She's my best friend. Well, I thought motherfucking wrong. But yeah, and then I confronted her about it and she ghosted me the next day. But that answers why she can't pay for my stuff, because you guys were asking, like, why can't she pay? Well, now y'all know. But yeah, bye guys.
To this day, my parents have no idea that I was in a little car accident, a little fender bender with my friends, like over a year and a half ago. I want to start out by saying I wasn't driving, it wasn't my car, and like no one was hurt, so that's all good. So I have super strict parents, and so I've always been like a rule follower. I'm a bit of like a goody two-shoes, but there are a few times that I have broken the rules. So this happened my senior year of high school. I met a couple girls in my math class and we became friends. One day they wanted to go off campus for lunch and they invited me, but the problem is my school didn't allow us to go off campus for lunch, and this was like the first year that they didn't allow seniors to go off campus. Since this was like a new rule, everyone was just sneaking off and going to lunch off campus. It was me and 2 other girls, and we get in one of the girls' cars to leave, and then me and another girl had to hide like in the back seat with a blanket over us because there was this guy that would like stop your car before you could leave the school to make sure you weren't leaving like we were. So the girl driving put her sunglasses on and like a hat on, and the guy just thought like she was like a parent. So we go to Chick-fil-A, we get our lunch, everything is fine, and then we have to like head back to school because we knew like as long as we weren't late, like no one was gonna find out. We're in like a little bit of a rush because we don't want to be late, but we get to like the light that like turns into the school. So there was like a gas station on the other side of the road, and the lane that you like turned into the school for was the same lane that the people like turned out of the gas station for to go like the opposite way, if that makes sense. So we're waiting at the light and someone pulls out of the gas station and hits the girl's car, like kind of T-bone-ish but kind of in the front. So the driver like gets out of the car, gets like all the insurance information. I don't know, she handled it like so maturely because I would have been like freaking out. But meanwhile, I'm sitting in the back seat having like an internal panic because I was like, my mom's never gonna let me leave the house again. After everything was like taken care of, the driver calls her parents and they ask for like our parents like contact information, and I felt my heart like leave my body. When we got back to school, we like told our teacher what happened, and so she didn't count us late, thank God. I just like didn't have the courage to tell my mom what happened, but I was like, these girls' parents are gonna call her, like she's gonna find out. The entire day I'm having heart palpitations, and then night comes and no phone call. I go to school the next day and the girl that was in the backseat with me was there, but the girl driving the car was not. Days go by and the girl driving the car still doesn't show up to school, and I'm just waiting for my mom to call me screaming at me. Months go by, the end of the year comes, I graduate high school, my mom still has no idea of this, and the girl driving the car, I never saw at school again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still scared for my mom to see this video, but it made good content.